Jasikoff joins us this morning on WILK from the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania, but he's a local guy. He's in charge of the whole shooting match here, but he's local and he has some concerns about the ballot. Is that correct, Lou?
How you doing, Sue?
I'm doing
well. We have some usual concerns on getting people on the ballot. But before I start, I always usually preface, I always like to thank WILK. What this radio station does for the community is absolutely enormous. It gives people like ourselves the opportunity to let the voters know exactly what's going on and give us a voice. Before I talk about the specific issues that we're facing today, Sue, just give me a minute to maybe explain the motivation for running for office. You stole my thunder a little bit before when you said putting competition back into politics. As far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what it's all about. I don't think anybody listening today will argue that our system is broken. And both myself and the Libertarian Party encourage all the time people to run for office regardless of their stripes. You know, we would love them to be libertarians, but more importantly, we must put competition back into our politics. Long before I was a libertarian or anybody listening was a Republican, a Democrat, independent, progressive, Tea Party, or whatever, we were and we should remain Americans first, and that's what is really most necessary, that, by putting competition back into our politics. July 4th, we're actually sponsoring with the Greens in Kirby Park a huge signature gathering event, and to encourage people to run for office. Just get out there, do it, and start making a difference. And with that, obviously we were talking about some of the issues that the Libertarian Party, the Greens, Independents face on getting on the ballot. Recently, we had some problems with the Libertarian Party being certified in the county of Luzerne.
What does that mean?
Okay. There's all kinds of rules and regulations, and this is not about any individual or we're not looking for blame, but I think what we need to do is lay out exactly some of the things that go on. If you run for office, you either run as a party, a minor political party, or you run as a political body. You need different petition papers to get on the ballot. The Libertarian Party qualified as a minor political party in the county of Luzerne, because of the efforts of Tim Mullen and Betsy Summers. We gathered enough signatures or enough votes in the last election to qualify us as a minor political party. That being said, we have to collect our signatures on what we call minor political party papers.
Okay.
Fine. On March 1st, Betsy Summers and Brian Bergman met with Lenny Piazza to make sure exactly what kind of papers that we were supposed to gather our signatures on. It was determined at that time we qualified, and that we must gather our signatures on these minor political party papers. Fine. Okay. Well, we were, for whatever the reason, there was a mistake made. Luzerne County never qualified us or certified us as a minor political party. The day before the primary, I got a call from the state stating that Luzerne still had not certified us as a minor political party, and they were concerned that the signatures that we gathered would not be valid. And which obviously made threw up a big red flag for us, because somebody like Tim Mullen, who has to collect 995 signatures to get on the ballot for council, we need to gather at least 2,000, and I didn't want to turn these petitions in and find out somewhere down the road that over 700 of them were invalid because we had them on wrong paperwork. And that's where my rub is a little bit today, is that I'm trying to get some clarification from Luzerne County and from the state, put it in writing, let us know where we stand so we can move forward, because we want to make sure people like Tim Mullen are on the ballot. certainly we're doing everything possible, but you know it, I know it, the people out there know it, that there are certain things that go on. There's a lot of political chicanery goes on. If we get challenged, they could throw us off for any little tiny thing possible. Our signature papers, if we abbreviate WB, they throw it off. They can invalidate those signatures, and the list goes on and on and on. And this call and what we do is really educating, or try to educate the voters about what the obstacles are out there, so that we can put this competition back in politics.
Okay,
Last night,
so where do you go from here, though, is the question. Are your signatures on the proper paperwork or not?
we don't know. I cannot get a clarification from either Mr. Piazza, and that was why we put out the press release today demanding that they just put it in writing. If there was a mistake made, fine.
Okay, so what you're saying is if there was, you're asking for clarification on whether or not these signatures can be accepted, and that's what you need to know at this particular juncture.
Absolutely.
All right, can I put you on hold, Lou, because we're running up against the break?
Absolutely.
All right, we're just talking about how difficult it is for a third party to be heard. Now, when you're doing things like this, anybody can call you out on the carpet and try to invalidate your petitions, because they can say, well, listen, you gathered them under this guise, but you really needed this kind of paperwork. And this is just the kind of nonsense that I think discourages people from competing in politics. And it's pretty much, I believe, what the established parties want. They want to keep certain people out of the picture. So we'll just talk more about it. Maybe it's a simple clerical error. I hope so. However, I will let you hear more from Lou after we take the break. Lou.